And good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you may be worldwide. It's Stefan Sherba with Emotional Soul Healing. And welcome here to another guided healing meditation. And today doing a meditation dealing with the heart. So what is it that's felt inside of the heart here? And there's an important reason why this meditation is coming up for this evening. So if you're feeling inspired with joining along here, being part of the meditation, I welcome you here for this for the guided meditation. If you're driving, please do not listen to it or pull over. If you're under the influence or operating heavy machinery, please do not listen to it. So find yourself here into a comfortable position. Uncrossing your hands, uncrossing your feet, closing your eyes, and taking in 3 deep breaths. In your mind's eye, visualizing having a large silver plate, and with whatever's going on, I'd like you to empty out anything, if there's any of the stress, any anxieties, any fears, or any worries, whatever deep down inside been holding on to something and you'd like to let it go. Be kind with yourself, please. And I'd like you to place as much of it, whatever you're holding on to, into the field, into these silver plates, with no judgment, no blame. Whatever you've been holding on to for the last, say for the past day, or the past week, or the past month, I'd like you to empty out as much as possible here, please. And whenever you're ready, watching these silver plates rising higher and higher into the vastness of the universe until you no longer see it. Imagine yourself here, walking through your garden, sensing and feeling the sun's warmth in your skin, and smelling the fragrance of the flowers and trees throughout your garden. Towards the edge of your garden, walking up the set of stairs up to the door, guarding your own private island. And in the doorway, there's a key. Unlocking this door, stepping into your island, closing the door behind you, locking it, and keeping the key with you. This is your home away from home, with this being your private sanctuary. And no one is allowed here without your express consent or permission. I'd like for you to invoke and invite here onto your inner child, or onto your island here, your younger inner child, and giving this inner child here both a hug and a kiss. As you gaze deep into the eyes of your inner child, what do you see behind those eyes? Is this confident? Is this inner child either confident? Are they well expressed? Is there a joyful smile there? Or perhaps behind those eyes is there feelings of despair or feeling guilt or feeling lost? Give this inner child here both a hug and a kiss, and thank your inner child for being here. I'd like for you to invoke and invite here onto your island your master guide and guides from the light. And your guides are going to be showing you here. Your guides are going to be showing you here on your island with whatever you need to see here on your mind's eye. I'm going to be showing you some larger TV screens, some larger movie canvases. And I'd like for you and your inner child to find yourself here into a comfortable position. You're going to be watching these movies here. These are some older files of the older experiences that are still running within the subconscious. Whatever needs to flash in front of your mind's eye will be showing up there. Equally, if nothing shows up, just remain in your silence here. Enjoy your movies, and I'll be back with you here in just a moment. For any of the files or for any of the feelings, I'm going to ask and invoke and invite in your healer guides from the light, asking these guides to assist you with any of the files, any of the feelings that are coming in from the feeling, stemming in back from the heart. So with whatever everyone feels within the heart here, and there's no judgment, there's no blame with this. For whatever was felt within the heart, as the heart in itself here, this is our most important part here within our 7 main chakras. The heart is infinitely more powerful than the mind, and it's the only chakra that cannot be tampered with, that's coming in from the soul or from one's higher self. So for whatever the files, whatever the feelings are, let's say if the heart, for most unfortunately, what I'm hearing, there's a larger size percentage out there, if it's not 60 or 70% out there, where their hearts are closed off. So the heart is what connects us to our higher self. It's that divine connection there. So the heart is also subconsciously, it also keeps us alive there. It's pumping in all the blood through the oxygen, or through the oxygen in and the carbon monoxide coming out. So everything with our heart there runs on autopilot. And our heart has a very special intelligence. I'd say more of as a divine intelligence. And I want to share with this from my own experiences, that if you're able to do it, you're able to unlock with what's in your heart. This is where the 5D is going with this. It's literally everything. So the home is what's on the inside, and it's sitting right in here. So take good care of it, because it's the only heart that you have with this. And I'm mentioning this today for the meditation, that the heart is what we feel, what we radiate or feel from the inside. And from my own experiences from many, many years ago, that even at a younger age, I'd wound up closing off my heart around the ages of 12 or 13 at the time, for whatever was going on in my own life. And as I'm stating this here, I trust this is going to go out there wherever it needs to go to, that for my own experience, for whatever happened, I wound up closing my heart off at a younger age. And as great as it would have been, perhaps being naive, like I don't say like everybody else, just from my own experience, that the ability of being out there and being open, having with an open heart, and just enjoying life. And unfortunately, for whatever happens in life, for whatever the interference is that's coming either from the family, from the culture, or the religion, or from one's own personal experiences, if it was as a thing like a promise or as a vow that, or something deep down inside that would do whatever it takes with either closing it off, not talking about it, or emotionally shutting up all the walls, just to protect that heart on the inside from either feeling exposed, feeling vulnerable, or perhaps at the time it was a safer place as a form of protection, to protect the heart from whatever was going on in one's own life. And if there's anything there, either mentally or emotionally, whatever was going on there, you ask yourself there throughout this meditation for any of the files or for any of the feelings coming in from the heart. If there's feelings of sadness, if there's feelings of hurt, if there's feelings of vulnerability, if there's any feelings within the heart that at some most vulnerable point where you had to protect yourself in closing off your heart, if there's a point there that deep down inside, with having a very big heart and really caring about everybody else, from that feeling of caring for everybody else, but having negated yourself or negating oneself and putting others as a priority instead of oneself. And the analogy is, as a commercial pilot in the past there, when you're out flying, when the mask, if the oxygen masks, they ever came down, always told, hey, put the masks on yourself first. It's the same thing with the heart. So fill your own cup first, and then if you have an overflowing cup, they can then give to others. And I'm sharing this with this because this was my own experience, and it's what got me into this type of work, or as a new career, that the heart's what keeps us alive. It's our essence of it. It's what we feel. It's what we sense. And for whatever these files, whatever these feelings are, if there's feelings of hurt or sadness, if there's feelings of betrayal, guilt, or shame, and these are the tougher walls that are around the heart chakra, ask your guides here from the light to assist you with having any of these files, any of these feelings, any vulnerabilities, any insecurities. If there's any forms of abuse from around the heart, whether it was mental, emotional, self-induced, coming from a personal experience or experience somewhere else, known or unknown to you, perceived or experienced, back from the initial trigger, the initial boiler point, ask your guides from the light to assist you with having any of the interference, whether it's coming in from the family, the culture, and the religion, and from the inner child. At the youngest age, ask your guides to assist you with having all these cords, all these files, and all these feelings energetically back from the inner child, known or unknown to you, perceived or experienced, back from the initial trigger and the initial boiler point, placing all these files and all these feelings energetically and collectively from one's past, present, and future self, placing all these files and all these feelings into the field with peace, compassion, universal love and grace. Taking in a deep breath, please. Holding it, and with a purifying exhale, breathe it all out. For any of the files or for any of the feelings that are coming in with the heart, just stating this from my own experience, trust your heart. When your heart feels good, the heart, from my understanding from everything that's gone on in my own life, that this was my own experience for many, many years prior. I put my mind up. I'd use my mind instead of my heart, instead of the other way around. Always follow your heart. Follow your bliss. Follow that joy. Follow is whatever lights you up. If it's drumming, if it's flying, if it's cooking, it's meeting that amazing lady, or a few ladies out there, meeting the gent there. Whatever it is that really elates the heart or tickle pinks that feeling on the inside, follow it. The heart has an natural intelligence of its own, and it will steer you right where you need to be going with this. From my own experience, due to the younger experience where I'd closed off my heart energetically and used my mind for many, many years, yeah, it served me well to a point, attaining a career, attaining a vocation. The best gift that I got out of it is that when my heart closed off, it still kept me alive. And I've mentioned this in a couple of the videos in the past, from several of the near-death experiences, we are living here as a spiritual being, living a temporary human experience. Now, depending on one's soul or the size of one's soul, the heart's what's keeping us alive. That's connected directly to our soul. So, depending on how well we take care of our heart here, if the heart's not well taken care of, it'll affect every other area of our life. And there's no judgment and there's no blame with this. Perhaps at a younger age that the family or the environment, they did the very, very best of what they could do. And whether it's coming from the family, from the different backgrounds, or the culture, or the race, or the religion, perhaps unfortunately some of the role models in our life, or our parents, or the extended family, if they were coming in, say, from a different time era or a different experience, where if they were involved in the war, or they were coming out from an area where it was destitute, meaning the opportunities at the time were not plentiful, and perhaps immigrating to a place like Canada here, or somewhere else worldwide, seeking a better opportunity with extending their own life. And these are all inherited feelings that are coming in from the family. And then when we volunteer, or when we splash coming in here into this physical life here, we have these experiences that we feel from mom and dad, from the family, and from everywhere else here. These feelings are recorded in the subconscious and within the heart. So if you ask your guides for whatever the younger experience was, if there's any interference from the heart, if it's dealing with feelings of jealousy, betrayal, if it's shutting off one's heart chakra, if it's closing off one's heart just to protect them for whatever was going on from a younger age, if it was the feeling of having a really, really tough time forgiving for whatever happened in the past, if it was feeling overly responsible, feeling resentful, or if there's feelings of hate or anger. And we do live in a frequency, or we do live in a universe where everything's based off the frequency, the energy, and the vibrations with what's in the universe here. So be mindful with what you tell yourself, or whatever I tell myself, and taking very good care of our heart. Because it's our heart that's connected back in with our higher self, with this, back with our soul. And equally, as we're living each and every day here, It's important being within our heart because this is where we feel things. And what makes this home here, this plane, or this Mother Earth here so special is what we feel in the heart. And everyone has this on the inside. And unfortunately, for whatever's happened here, not only for this lifetime, for the many other past centuries and many other past lives, that the heart is one of the chakras that's also targeted with either having it shut down or closed off. So from all the past lifetimes, if it's dealing with any of abuse, if it's marriage abuse, being in a relationship, let's say it didn't work out so well, if it was growing up from a younger experience where if there was peer pressure from the family, meeting high expectations that somebody else couldn't do, and then feeling obliged by it, or from the heart, did one feel vulnerable or opening up one's heart to somebody else, and then say the other person left, or if there was the feelings of, whoa, this is real, and they just closed off the heart. Or from the feelings in the heart there, if one worked one's tail off, and then from working so much, either as a workaholic or feeling obsessed, closing off one's heart. And when this is closed off, or depending on the severity of it is, or depending on the severity, at some point, everything on the inside has a breaking point. Now, what I'm stating here is there's an energy with this, and the moment when that energy is released, it immediately affects the physical body. So, if there's feelings within the heart, and let's say if it's dealing with oversensitivity, over-emotional, if it's the feeling of having a really, really tough time letting go of the past or forgiving for whatever happened at a younger age, that deep down inside, it was the feelings of grief, sadness, despair, loneliness, or perhaps rejection. If it's the feelings coming in, if it was a tough time handling relationships or a personal relationship with oneself, and if the relationship with oneself is not properly mended or dealt with, and then having the expectation that somebody else is going to fill that void in, it's not going to work. It may work to a point until deep on the inside, it's going to have the awareness that it's going to mirror itself in some other area of our life. So you can ask your guides here from the light to assist you with any of these files and any of these feelings coming in from the heart. Ask your guides here from the light to assist you with having as many of these cords, files, and feelings. If there's any stress, any worries, any feelings of anxiety, if there's anything in the heart that deep down inside you'd like to say, well, it's time for it to go, or it's being placed into the field, ask you guys to assist you with having as many of these cords, files, and feelings, either mentally, emotionally, and physically, and from within around the heart, asking your guides here from the light to assist you with having all these cords, all these files, and all these feelings that are not serving anymore, placed into the field with peace, compassion, the universal love and grace. Everything back in from the inner child, back from mom and dad, from the family, the culture, the religion, any of the masks worn, known or unknown to you, perceived or experienced, back from the initial trigger, the initial boiler point. And I've stated already, as many of the masks worn throughout all the years with this. If it was behind that face or behind that mask of smiling, and deep down inside, if your heart's crying over it, ask you guys to assist you with having all these collective files and all these collective feelings energetically from one's past, present, and future self. Having all these files and anything else from around the heart placed within to the field with peace, compassion, universal love and grace. Taking in a deep breath, please. Holding it. And with a purifying exhale, breathing it all out. I'd like for you, taking a moment there between you and the inner child, and if you're able to connect with this inner child, what is it from a younger age that deep down inside that makes you very, very happy? What's that part of you that lights you up? What's that part of you that invokes the joy or invokes that loving feeling? And just start following and listening to your heart. I promise you, from my own experience, your heart's going to steer you in the right direction wherever you need to be going with this. If there's any files or if there's any feelings where if you had a really, really tough time forgiving yourself or forgifting yourself for whatever happened, and we live in this physical world here, and yes, shit happens. For whatever the heaviness is, for whatever the burden is in the heart, I'd like you to give yourself the peace and the understanding that it's time, if it's time to let it go with whatever you're holding on to. And it's with having the ability just to let go of that resistance. Whatever it is you're having a really, really tough time or holding within the heart, and deep down inside having the awareness that, hey, it's time to let it go. Ask your guides to assist you with any other files or any other feelings, known or unknown to you, placing them into the field with peace, compassion, universal love and grace. Taking in a deep breath, please. Holding it. And with a purifying exhale, breathing it all out. On the top of your crown, it's going to be a small lotus bud, and the same one there for all of your guides here and for your inner child. And invoking and inviting in a pillar of white light from the universe, and allowing this white light as it touches the top of your crown, allowing this divine energy as it flows from the top of your crown down your spine to the tips of your fingers, down to the bottom of your feet, and filling yourself in with this divine light. Please do not use your own light, it's the light from the universe. I'm going to ask you guides to further assist you with having this white light embodied and radiated throughout your being here, and with cleansing any of the energies around your heart and placing that additionally into the field. Keep showering yourself here with the white light. And you're going to send this white light outside of your etherical being. And keep showering yourself here with the white light. Keep filling yourself in here with the white light and radiating this light out in all different directions. Asking your guides here from the light to further assist you with embodying you with a strong pillar of green light and pink light for your high heart, and encasing it with golden light, and ask to have that embodied within your physical being. Asking your guides here from the light to assist you with embodying a strong pillar of universal love, universal joy, universal peace, universal bliss, and universal elation. And asking with having these files and feelings again physically embodied into your physical being. Thanking the universe here for the white light. I'd like you to give your inner child here both a hug and a kiss. And thanking this inner child for assisting you here throughout this meditation. As you gaze deep into the eyes of your inner child, what thoughts are coming to mind here between you and your inner child with this? What can you do to assist your inner child moving forward? And equally for your inner child to assist you moving forward with your own life. Asking your guides here, with being embodied, with being in your heart, and being in touch with your heart. Thanking your guides here from the light, thanking your inner child once again, saying goodbye to everyone here on your island. Walking back to the door, guarding your island here, taking out your key and unlocking this door, stepping out from your island, closing the door behind you, locking it, and keeping the key with you. Walking back down the set of stairs, back out into your garden, and throughout your garden, picking up a flower or two. And whenever you're ready, gently moving your hands and feet, opening your eyes, taking in 1 or 2 deep breaths, and welcome back. So, thank you for joining here throughout the meditation. Drink lots of water. Be kind with yourself. And again, if you're feeling tired with this, have a nap. Or if you're able to, have an earlier night's good rest. Be kind with yourself and treat each other well. Thank you for being here throughout the meditation. Until next time, keep well. Thank you.